All right, today we're talking about combining like terms, and our essential question is, what does it mean to combine like term? So combining like term is a mathematical process used to simplify an expression. You add or subtract terms. So you add or subtract terms whose variables are the same. Now, I couldn't fit all that in the box, but you can. So your I can is, you should be able to, after this lesson, simplify expressions by combining like terms. All right, so it says, let me move up a little. It says give some terms that would combine with 4xy. So let's make up some terms. So remember, they have to have the same variable. Doesn't matter what number's in front of it. So we can say 10xy, or we could say negative 3xy. We can say whatever we want, just as long as it has an xy on the end. So looking at this problem here, it says 3xy plus 14 minus 2x plus 9y minus 5xy minus 8 plus 9x. So you see that it's a long problem. You may get confused with the problem, but it's not that hard. So let's get everything we have that's alike in one category. So we have 3xy and we have a negative 5x. So let's put it here. 3xy and a negative 5xy. Okay. Let me change colors. Now we have let's go to the x's. So we have a negative 2x and a positive 9x. So we got a negative 2x and a 9x. Alright, so now we have 9y. There's no more y, so there's nothing we can combine with them. And last, we have some constants. And remember, constants are numbers without variables. So our constants, we have positive 14 and a negative 8. Okay, now we're able to do the problem. So we want to take what we have in front and either add or subtract. So we have a positive 3 minus 5. Okay, so when we do our numbers first, we have a -2, and we just bring our x and y down and combining the terms. So we have a -2x and a positive 9x. So that turns into 7x. Because 9 minus 2 is 7. With the y, it has nothing to combine with, so we can bring it down. And then we have 14 minus 8, which is 6. So now we put them how we see them. We have a -2xy. And since that's a positive 7x, we're going to go plus 7x. This is a positive 9y, so we're going to go plus 9y. Then we have a positive 6, so we'll go plus 6. So let's go through our 3 problems. First one we have is 7x plus 5 minus 15x minus 23 plus 5y. So let's get what we have first together. So we have a 7x and a -15x. So we always got to have the sign that's in front of the number we want to combine. Okay, next we have a positive 5y. Okay, then last but not least we have a plus 5 and a minus 23. So we can combine them. Let's start with the x's. So we have 7x minus 15x. Okay, that gives us a -8x. Next we have our y's. We have a 5y. Can't combine with anything, so plus 5y. Then we have a -23 plus 5. So 23 is our largest number, so that means our answer is going to be negative. And 23 minus 5 is 18. So that should be our first answer for that question. Alright, so the next one, number 2, we have -6. So let's start with -6. Let's look for all the numbers that don't have a variable attached. So we have -6 and -3. Alright, next we have a -3ab and a -5ab. Following that, we have a -9a. And as you can see, I always put it in alphabetical order. Then we have a 3b and a b. So let's go with that AB first. So we have a -3 and a -9 AB. I'm sorry, we don't. Let me erase that. We have a -3 AB and we have a -5 AB. So since both of them is negative and we're adding them, we want to keep the sign and add the numbers. So 5 plus 3 is 8. And then we have AB. So these are out of the way. So next, let's go to the A's, and we have a -9A, and that's the only A we have. So that gives us -9A. Then we could go to the B's. Let me cross that one out. So I have 3B plus B. And remember, I always tell you, you can put a 1 in front of that B if it needs to help you. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So we get a positive 4B. And let me go ahead and cross them out. And then last but not least, we have a -6 and a -3. So we're adding them up. Both are negative, so we're going to keep the sign. And 6 plus 3 is 9. This is our answer for this one. Again, we're just combining things that look alike. When I say combine, I mean add or subtract. Now this one, number 3, will confuse you, but what we want to do is we want to take the same variables in the same number of exponents. So if it has 2 x's, or x squared I should say, we're going to take the x squared. If it has a y squared, we're going to find everything that has a y squared combined to it. So let's start the first one. So we have a 5x squared y squared. So now I'm looking for everything that has an x squared and a y squared. So this doesn't, this doesn't, this does. We have a negative 10x squared y squared. Okay, now let's look for the x squared y. So anything that has an x squared y. Now this has a y squared, but it's not an x squared. This has a y squared, but it's not an x squared. So that looks like it's going to sit by itself. Next, we have a negative x y squared. Okay, and the thing that combines with that is a positive 2x y squared. And then the last thing we have is a negative 3. So let's combine everything we have together. You see how when I'm combining like terms, like I do a straight line, a circle, a square, then a squiggly line, so I can go back and look at my lines and my squares and my shapes and figure out what combines with what. So the first one I have is 5x squared y squared minus 10x squared y squared. So 5 minus 10, 10 being the larger number, I'm going to keep that sign. And then I'm going to say, what's 10 minus 5? That's going to give me a negative 5x squared y squared. So let me go ahead and cross them out. Okay, next I have x squared plus y. I don't have anything that can match that, so I'm going to put plus x squared y. Then I can cross that out. Next I have x y squared. Okay, so I have a, I'm going to put a 1 in front of here so you don't get confused. I have a negative 1x squared. I'm sorry, xy squared. And I have a 2xy squared. So negative 1 plus 2. So 2 is larger, so I know my answer is going to be positive. And 2 minus 1 is 1 xy squared. Okay, and all I have left is a minus 3. That's my answer. That is all today. Make sure you use these notes to do your work for Friday. Okay, you have a worksheet for Friday, so make sure you use these notes to help you out in that worksheet. Talk to you soon.